You are watching the Tahoe Tonight Show, and I am joined by Dan Durkin with Durkin Tree Service. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you.
So, it is summer, weather is warmer. What should people, and fire dangers up? How can you guys help with fire prevention?
Well, we cover a lot of different aspects of that. I mean, we try to stray away from raking pine needles, but we do take out bushes. We can rake pine needles. We can take out small trees, big trees, on up to doing crane trees, stump grinding, hauling everything away.
Perfect. Because I also know that when the forest is super dense, that it can increases the risk of that fire being spread fastly or more quickly or getting out of control at a faster pace. You guys help with removing those trees, right? How can do we need a permit, or do you guys help people getting a permit with that?
Yeah, we're happy to come out and do a defensible space assessment for you. A lot of times the fire department is now going through the different neighborhoods and doing stuff like that, getting free assessments. But we're happy to come out and do free estimate for you. If you have a dead tree, we can take a look at that for you. Right now, I'm standing on one of the government properties of the mini government properties here in Lake Tahoe. And that's always a concern because if you see around here, there's a lot of dead, dying debris, a lot of ladder fuels and stuff like that. So the saying with defensible space is you're only as good as your neighbors. The best way to get the government to, do something to leverage them is for you to do your part. And then it's easier to talk to the government on these vacant lots for them to do their part. You can see a lot of ladder fuels around here, it goes from the pine needles on the ground to these little bushes behind me up into these other trees and dead wood. Right here we have a lot of whitethorn. I'm a sworn enemy of whitethorn because it just holds the pine needles down in there, and so that's a really good flame starter there. Spreads wildfires really fast.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone's really a fan of whitethorn up here, at least. I'm sure
No.
some people have made a few friends with it, biking or chasing a dog or two, but it happens. What should people know before they get trees removed?
Um, just that the forest is so dense. A lot of times, right behind me here, we see these fir trees, right, right there. So that fir tree. So firs are shade tolerant, which means that they don't need scarification or heat to pop the seeds to grow. So they are shade tolerant. So they're kind of not an invade. Well, they're an invasive, but they're a native species. So they tend to grow up behind other trees and then kill the parent tree and then take over. That's why we see a lot of little baby Christmas trees here in our Tahoe Basin.
You said scarring. What does that mean for trees?
Okay, scarification is what happens when we have low intensity fires. A lot of the Jeffrey pines, the sugar pines, the other types of conifers, they need a low intensity fire where a fire burns over the ground surface at just the right temperature, not too hot, to allow that seed to pop open and then start to grow. So a lot of these other species, because we're having high intensity fires, the fires just go through and burn up the seeds. They don't even have a chance to sprout. And then we get whitethorn growing up, we get firs growing up, and they kind of dominate the landscape, as we can see at that old Angora fire burn.
Perfect. Thank you for that clarification. Where can people find out more about your services?
You look at our website, www.durkintreeservice.com. You can give me a call, 530-306-9640, or shoot us an email at office@durkintreeservice.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you. Nice to see you again.